In the year 2154, Earth has become a decaying and overpopulated wasteland. Pollution, disease, and environmental destruction have ravaged the planet, leaving the majority of its inhabitants to suffer in slums. Earth's infrastructure has collapsed, and the rich, powerful elite have abandoned the planet entirely, retreating to a pristine, technologically advanced space station called Elysium. The wealthy live in luxury on this space habitat, free from the chaos of Earth, using technology that allows them to live disease-free and enjoy a utopian existence. On Earth, the vast majority of the population, known as the undesirables, live in impoverished conditions, struggling to survive in a world devoid of resources and opportunity. It's a society marked by extreme class disparity, where the elite hold all the power and the poor have nothing. The film introduces Max DaCosta as a young boy living in the slums of Earth. He is an orphan who dreams of a better life, one that exists in Elysium. The futuristic, floating station in space represents a world of privilege, medical advancements, and unspoiled landscapes, and Max sees it as a place of hope. His dreams of reaching Elysium are a far cry from the grim reality of his life on Earth. Max is raised in an orphanage run by a stern but caring nun. Despite the nun's efforts to keep Max on the straight and narrow, Max begins to steal to help fund his dream of one day getting to Elysium. The orphanage is a microcosm of the larger world, where those with power and wealth are beyond reach, and the poor must make do with whatever scraps of society they can claim. Fast forward to Max as an adult, where he is now working in a factory in Los Angeles. His criminal past has landed him on probation, and he is doing his best to live a straight life, earning a living as an industrial worker. Max's life takes a turn for the worse when he is exposed to a lethal dose of radiation during a workplace accident. The exposure to the toxic material leads to Max being diagnosed with radiation poisoning, leaving him with only 5 days to live. The factory's medical team is powerless to help him, as there are no effective treatments available on Earth for his condition. Max's only hope for survival lies in getting to Elysium, where the residents have access to advanced medical technology that can cure any disease, even radiation poisoning. Max, knowing he has little time left, decides that his only option is to find a way to get to Elysium. However, reaching the space station is not an easy task. The space station is heavily guarded, and there are strict immigration laws in place that prevent anyone from Earth from entering. Elysium's inhabitants live in a bubble of security and privilege, while the people on Earth are treated as second-class citizens. In his desperation, Max seeks help from a local crime boss named Spider, who is known for arranging illegal trips to Elysium. Spider runs an underground operation where he helps people who can pay or trade favors to reach the space station. To facilitate this, Max agrees to work with Spider and assist in a heist. However, in order to carry out Spider's plan, Max will need a special exoskeleton to enhance his physical abilities and protect him from the extreme conditions of space travel. Max contacts an old acquaintance, a former criminal named Kruger, who is willing to help him obtain the necessary cybernetic enhancements. Max undergoes surgery to install the exoskeleton, which gives him enhanced strength and durability. With this new power, Max feels both physically invincible and desperate, knowing that his mission is his last chance for survival. The story also introduces Secretary Delacourt, a high-ranking official who runs Elysium with an iron fist. Delacourt is determined to keep the boundaries between Elysium and Earth firmly in place, ensuring that only the elite can live in peace while the rest of humanity suffers on Earth. She is a villainous figure, embodying the unyielding class divide and the ruthless lengths to which the privileged will go to protect their power. Delacourt is also responsible for the station's security, employing military drones to patrol the planet below and keep any unauthorized individuals from attempting to infiltrate Elysium. She works closely with her powerful ally, President Patel, but her methods are often brutal and excessive. Delacourt's character symbolizes the tyranny of the ruling class, using advanced technology and military force to maintain the social hierarchy. As Max attempts to reach Elysium, Delacourt becomes aware of his efforts and begins tracking his movements, using her drones and forces to prevent any intrusion. Her character plays a critical role in the film's exploration of authoritarianism, class conflict, and the oppression of the marginalized. Max's personal journey is also shaped by his relationship with Fry, a childhood friend and love interest. Fry is now a nurse living in the slums of Earth, and she has a daughter, Matilda, who is gravely ill. Frey's daughter suffers from leukemia, and Fry, as a nurse, is powerless to help her because Earth's medical resources are limited, and there is no cure for Matilda's condition. Fry represents the everyday, struggling people on Earth, who live in constant fear of death and disease. She and Max share a deep bond, and Max is driven not only by his desire to survive but by the hope that he can use the advanced medical technology in Elysium to save Frey's daughter. As Max becomes more involved in his mission, his motivations shift from a purely personal quest for survival to a desire to fight for the survival of those he loves. Max and Spider's plan to infiltrate Elysium involves using a high-tech computer virus that could alter the station's mainframe. Spider's goal is to hack into the system and give everyone on Earth access to the medical technology in Elysium, ensuring that no one is left to die needlessly due to lack of resources. The virus is critical to their mission, as it will allow Max to rewrite the rules of Elysium's medical access. However, things don't go according to plan. Max's mission becomes increasingly complicated as he encounters new obstacles and threats, including Kruger, who turns out to be a psychotic and dangerous mercenary hired by Delacourt to eliminate any threats to Elysium's security. Kruger's instability adds an unpredictable and violent element to Max's journey, as Kruger is willing to do whatever it takes to stop Max from reaching Elysium. As Max's exoskeleton is activated, he becomes a formidable force as Max finally reaches Elysium. The final battle occurs in the heart of the space station, where Max confronts Delacourt. In the midst of this showdown, Max reveals his ultimate plan to bring justice to Earth and break down the system that has oppressed billions of people for generations. In a dramatic sequence, Max overrides Elysium's mainframe and transmits the virus that gives Earth's population access to the medical technology they desperately need. As a result, the social order of Elysium is upended, and the barriers between the elite and the impoverished begin to collapse. The system of control that has kept the wealthy in power is dismantled, and the people of Earth are granted the right to heal and live without fear of disease. Max's self-sacrifice is the ultimate act of rebellion against the oppressive forces that have kept Earth's people in misery. His mission is a success, but it costs him his life. As Max dies, the new world order that he has fought for begins to take shape. In the final moments of the film, Fry is seen helping Max's mission succeed, symbolizing the power of hope, love, and resistance.